Shannon Thomas's Healing from Hidden Abuse is a compassionate and structured guide for survivors of psychological abuse. Unlike physical abuse, psychological abuse leaves no visible scars, making it harder to identify and even harder to heal from. Thomas, a licensed clinical social worker, provides a roadmap for recovery that is both practical and empathetic, helping readers understand their experiences, reclaim their identity, and rebuild their lives. The book begins by defining psychological abuse. Thomas explains that it is a form of manipulation and control that erodes a person's sense of self. Abusers often use tactics such as gaslighting, isolation, guilt-tripping, and subtle intimidation. Because these behaviors are covert, victims may not realize they are being abused until the damage has accumulated. Recognizing abuse, she emphasizes, is the first step toward healing. Thomas introduces the concept of hidden abuse, which refers to the insidious nature of psychological manipulation. Unlike overt aggression, hidden abuse is subtle and often disguised as care, concern, or love. Survivors frequently struggle with self-doubt, questioning whether their experiences are valid. This confusion is part of the abuser's strategy, designed to keep victims trapped in cycles of dependency and silence. The core of the book is Thomas's 6-stage recovery model: despair, education, awakening, boundaries, restoration, and maintenance. Each stage represents a critical step in the healing journey. In despair, survivors feel hopeless, overwhelmed, and often isolated. They may not yet recognize the abuse, but experience its effects: anxiety, depression, and loss of identity. Education involves learning about psychological abuse, its tactics, and its impact. Knowledge empowers survivors to name their experiences and begin separating themselves from the abuser's narrative. Awakening is the stage of realization, where survivors fully acknowledge the abuse and commit to change. This stage is often painful but liberating, as it marks the beginning of reclaiming autonomy. Boundaries focuses on establishing limits with the abuser and others. Survivors learn to protect themselves emotionally and physically, often by cutting ties or reducing contact. Restoration is the rebuilding phase, where survivors begin to heal their identity, rediscover passions, and cultivate healthy relationships. Finally, maintenance ensures long-term healing, with survivors continuing to practice boundaries, self-care, and resilience. Thomas emphasizes that recovery is not linear. Survivors may move back and forth between stages, revisiting earlier lessons as they grow. She reassures readers that setbacks are part of the process and do not negate progress. Throughout the book, Thomas blends clinical expertise with survivor stories, offering both validation and guidance. She provides practical tools such as journaling prompts, boundary-setting exercises, and strategies for self-care. Her tone is empathetic, reminding readers that healing is possible and that they are not alone. Importantly, Thomas addresses the role of community in recovery. Survivors often feel isolated, but connecting with supportive networks, friends, therapists, or survivor groups can accelerate healing. She encourages readers to seek professional help when needed and to surround themselves with people who respect their boundaries and validate their experiences. Ultimately, Healing from Hidden Abuse is a beacon of hope. It acknowledges the deep wounds of psychological abuse while offering a clear path forward. Thomas's message is that recovery is possible and that survivors can reclaim their lives, identities, and futures.